Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going over the all of the One Piece leaders for the OP03 Prerelease. Now all of these leaders are quite different and got different effects. And I just want to show which ones are the best and give you the best chance of winning for your OP03 Prerelease. And hopefully you win the winner card, which is actually worth quite a bit of money. Pretty sure it's Vivi this time. But yeah, always going to be a nice card to win. If you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And if there are any other deck videos you want me to go over, please comment it down below and I'll try and get to them as quick as possible. Right, let's get straight in. I just want to say before, some of these cards are from OP03 for leaders, so if you do get them, then you're lucky you can play them. This obviously all depends on the cards you get, so if you don't have the cards necessary to play the deck, to play the leader, then I would recommend playing something else. But yeah, it's just my opinion as well, so don't take too much offense if I put your favourite leader at bottom. Let's get straight in. First off, we've got a Vangoff. A Vangoff is really nice leader. I love the deck so much. But for pre-release, I do believe that it goes at a B. It's got a really nice effect for drawing 2 cards at the end of your turn if you got none in hand. But for pre-release, you're going to want to have a big hand of counters because it's a normal game. And you don't have all the cards that give you benefits for having low cards in your hand. So I'm personally putting it at B. There are so many other leaders that are better. But yeah, it's a really nice effect, just not going to do as well for pre-release standards. Now we've got Zoro. Zoro obviously is going to be an S. Zoro is incredible. Giving all your characters an extra 1000 power is ridiculous, especially if there's so many low cards like 1-drop 3k. Just smack a Don onto both the leader and that to make it 5k. It's ridiculous. Zoro is definitely going at S tier. I'm pretty sure for the OP02 pre-release that I went to, everybody but a few people were playing Zoro. So yeah, it's definitely a great shout to play. And I think most people have the card as well, so it's pretty easy to do. Next up we have Dofi. Dofi is really good in set 1, 2 and 3. But his effect, you swing 7k and you look at the top card of your deck. If there's a 7 Warlords of the Sea, you put it onto your bench. But because for pre-release, I've done research for all the cards coming out in this set. There are no 7 Warlords of the Sea cards. So basically his effect is useless. Which is why I'm putting him at D. You don't want to play a card that has no benefit on its effect. When you could be playing things like Zoro, which give a massive benefit. So yeah, I'm going to put it at D, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, it's got no benefits, so it has to go there. Now we've got Yamato. The Yamato and Black Luffy, I'm just adding in just to show how good they would be. I know they come out after the set comes out, but I just thought I'd add them in there as well for in case you're watching this as set 4. Now Yamato is an amazing effect. If you have 2 or less life, you get an extra 1000 power, which is ridiculous. And especially for pre-release when you're swinging small quite a bit, it is ridiculous. So I'm putting it as S tier, just because of that effect is so good. Right, next up we have Shanks. Shanks was a really good shout for OP02 pre-release, because there was all those green film cards of the Straw Hats. But again, just like for Dofi, there's no film cards coming out, so it's going to have to go for the D. No benefit to its effect. So yeah, it's not going to be able to do as much. Now we've got Nami. I've actually been really interested in the Nami leader. As I've said before, if you have a lot of skill, you can play Nami incredible. Basically, if you swing at life, your opponent's life, you get to discard a top card of your deck. And when you deck out, you win. Now there are lots and lots of cards in set 3 that have the discard cards from top of your deck. And obviously you only have 40 cards in your deck instead of 50, which make it quicker and easy. So I'm personally going to put it at A. It obviously heavily depends on what cards you get. If you get a lot of blue cards to let you discard, then you have a high chance of doing well. Obviously you need to get the Nami leader as well. So I'm putting it at A. That's heavily dependent on if you get all the cards to play it. If not, it'll probably go for B or C. But I personally love the Nami effect. I think it could do really, really good in pre-release if people aren't expecting it. Now, Luffy, which I've said won't come out in time, but I thought I'd put him in anyway. I'm personally going to put him a B as well. He's got a really nice effect where if you KO one of your opponent's characters, you got to give him Arrested Dawn. But I don't believe that people are going to be going for all the characters and then swinging big. So I'm going to put it at B. It's a nice effect, but you're not going to have many attackers each turn. So just keeping it at that. Now, Law is an amazing leader. His effect is incredible, especially for pre-release. Resting 2 and picking up any card and then putting a 5 cost or lower down with a different colour. Especially in pre-release when you can play every colour, no matter what leader it is. It's got an absolutely amazing effect. But personally, because you're getting before life instead of a 5, which is a big effect, big difference, I mean, in pre-release, I'm personally going to put him as A. I think he would go to the S, but because of his effect, I'm only going to keep him at A. He could be so much better, but I just don't think that risking a life to have that positive effect will work. So I'm keeping him at that, and I think there's only a few rush cards in OP03, so you can't use his effect to the most as well. Actually, no, I'm going to put him at B because of that. Now we've got Sakazuki. He's got a nice leader effect, but there's not too many cards that reduce cost in set 3. Obviously you got all the CP0 cards, but again, they don't really reduce the cost. Unless you get Isho, the Admiral, really, really good SR. But yeah, I'm personally going to put it as C. It's good effects, and it could work, but it's just not a high enough chance of it happening. And you have to discard lots of, you have to rest a lot of Don to KO one character as well, which I personally wouldn't do. Now we've got Kaido next. Kaido is one of my favourite leaders. I played him all the time for set 1. He's got a great effect. Discard, I think it's 7 Don, might be 6. I think it's 7, and you get your opponent to take a life, which is really, really good. Absolutely amazing effect. But personally, for pre-release, I'm gonna put him at C. His effect is really like Don pricey. So I think it goes for that. Obviously, it can win you so many games in different situations, but I just personally believe he's just not good enough for pre-release effect. Now we've got Kid. Kid is absolutely amazing. If you have 10 Don and at least one card in your hand, you can swing 12k, restand him with 3 Don and discard a card and swing 12k again. That is ridiculous for pre-release. So I'm putting him at S. Absolutely amazing. So many people played him for pre-release for OP02 as well. He's such a good card. And when you're swinging small for the pre-release and you don't have much counter, because it's quite rare to get too many 2k counters in pre-release standard, it's absolutely amazing. I personally believe Kid definitely gets the S tier. Now Uta's good. There are a lot of vanilla cards. I think I did my math. There's 17 common vanilla cards, which do quite a bit of damage. There's 3 1-cost 3Ks. There are 4 4Ks. 4 5Ks, 4 6Ks, and 1 7K. Absolutely amazing vanilla cards. So I'm personally going to put Uta at B. Normally it would go lower in normal standard, but Uta's got a really nice effect to boost the vanilla cards' damage. So it personally goes at B. It costs a bit of Don to do it as well, so the effect's not the best. But for pre-release, it's a really, really nice card, and I like it. Next up, we've got Z or Zephyr, whichever one. I can't remember which one the English does. I think it's Zephyr. I'm personally going to put him at C. Again, with the Sakazuki. It's got a nice effect to KO one of your opponent's low-cost characters. But you do have to discard Don to do it, which really isn't a very good effect, especially when you're only just getting rid of a character. It could be a really big character, like I know Don Krieg is going to be ridiculous if you get him, but I personally believe C is where he belongs, especially if you're going against everybody else. Now next up we've got Ace. Ace is an absolute beast. Such a good deck. Very nice leader effect. But personally, for pre-release format, I don't think you'll be getting many event cards, which is why I'm putting it at B. He could be so much better if you get so many events to make him do big damage and to counter. But I just personally think B is the best he's going to get, especially with the amount of cards. I think it's only 6 packs you get in, so it's quite rare to get so many events to help him so much. Next up we've got Odin. Odin benefits all your 1-0 country cards, and just like Shanks and Dofi, there are no 1-0 cards in set 3, which is a real shame. So his effect is nullified, it does nothing. So he also goes at D, which is a real shame, but yeah, he has to get that. Right, next up we've got Iceberg. Iceberg is a really fun leader for set 3. I personally believe it's going to be so much fun. It's a shame because the leader can't actually attack, but his effect is really good to set up if you get a if you have a 5 cost or less water 7 card, which all of the purple cards are water 7, I'm pretty sure. You get to basically play it down for -1 Don, which is incredible. I'm personally going to put it at B. Of course, there's a great chance to play those big cards and swing really fast. But if minus him a Don, you might not get all the cards, and also he can't attack. So I personally think he's a B. Amazing effect, but just not good enough, I'd say. And because there's luck of a draw to get the cards as well. Next up we've got King. Normally King's effect wouldn't be very good because it's only 1000 power to all your opponent's characters on your turn if you have all the Don. And in purple you keep discarding Don to get like benefits. But for pre-release, I'm putting him at a B. I personally believe King is an amazing leader for pre-release. Getting all your opponent's characters lower power so you can easily take them out. And if you're against something like Iceberg, if they've got no board, Iceberg's useless for the next turn because there's no rush and he can't attack himself. I'm personally putting it at B. I think he's got a brilliant effect, but obviously there's so many other better ones. Next up we've got Kinemon, who is an amazing leader, but again there is no 1-0 country cards, so he has to go at D because his effect doesn't do anything basically, which is a real shame. I know a lot of people like Kinemon, and he was really good for set 2. Next up we've got Arlong. I absolutely love Arlong. I think he's gonna be quite good for set 3 as like an ace up your sleeve. I personally believe that he goes to a B. There are lots of, almost every yellow card and about half of the green ones are trigger, so you can pop them down easily with his effect. But then again, not every card you'll be able to get access to, which is why I'm putting him at B. I think he's brilliant to set up, amazing attacker. But again, you need to make sure you have enough of those cards to do it. Which is why I'm putting him at B. There's a lot of trigger cards which you can get, but the chances of you getting them, like Pespero or Cracker, that's why I'm putting him at B. Because like you might not be able to draw them. Next up we've got Robluchi. Robluchi is an amazing card. The leader effect is going to be massive for set 3. I'm pretty sure it's one of the most popular decks coming out. I'm personally going to put it at B. I love the effect on how if you KO one of your opponent's characters, you can restand your leader. So you can swing really big and just KO one of your opponent's small characters and then swing big again. Absolutely amazing effect. Personally, you can put it at A because you need to have the other characters in play to KO in order to use the effect. So yeah, I think A is pretty good for him. I like it there. Next we've got Smoker. Smoker is also really nice. There's not many cards that benefit the black cards, like reducing cost. But a lot of people will be playing very low cost characters like 1 costs. So I'm personally putting Smoker at B. almost everybody will be playing Zoro, and with Zoro you're putting down 1-cost characters to benefit and swing small. Which will benefit Smoker because if there's a 0 cost in play and you can reduce the cost by 1 to swing 7k, absolutely amazing effect. I personally think he goes at B. There's not many cards to help him do better, so yeah, I'm keeping it at that. Next up, we've got Magellan. Again, with Magellan, if you get all of the purple card, if you get the purple cards for Impel Down, like the Jailer Beasts, he is amazing. I'm personally putting him at I'm personally putting him at a B. I think he is an amazing leader. You've got an amazing effect. Let me get rid of that ad. I can't. Hang on. Yeah, absolutely amazing effect. I love it so much. Let me quickly get rid of his ad. Hang on. Right, there we go. Right, where are we? Oh, yeah. Next up, we have the red-green Luffy. He's got an absolutely amazing effect where you can, I think it's resummon one of your characters that's a Straw Hat and give it more power and things. Or Supernova. But again, there's no Supernovas or Straw Hats. There's one Luffy in purple. But the chances that you're going to play the leader effect just for one character is very slim, so I'm putting it at D. You're almost never going to be using that effect, sadly. But yeah, I think he personally goes there. And also, he's dual type, which reduces the amount of life you have, so that's why he's going to D. He's really not the best card to play. I wouldn't recommend playing him at pre-release. Next up, we've got Blurple Kaido. Blurple Kaido is going to be amazing in OP04. I'm calling it now. Blurple Kaido is really, really cool. I love the fact that if you KO one of your opponent's characters, you can get an extra Don. But personally, his effect is amazing. I put it at B, but because he's dual type and he's got an extra one less life, I'm putting him at C. Absolutely amazing effect, but it's got a big drawback as well. And obviously, you need to have a Don on him as well to do that. So I'm putting him at C. Yeah, which is a shame. Next up, we've got Crocodile. Crocodile's got a really, really nice effect. Where you can draw, I think, until you have 4 cards in hand. If you play an event on your turn. But obviously, you're probably not going to get many effects to do that. And also, because he is a dual type leader, I'm personally going to put him at D. He's not got a good enough effect like the Blurple Kaido. So I'm just going to put him at D. I personally believe that's where he belongs. Go ahead and take your anger out if you believe that he should be higher. But yeah, that's what I personally believe he should be. Next up, we've got the Whitebeard leader. Whitebeard is incredible. 6,000 power is ridiculous. But every turn you're taking a life, which is a shame. So I'm personally going to put him at A. Some people might put him at S, but just the fact of taking life each turn, it reduces the amount of turns you can play the game, basically. Which is why I'm putting him at S. I'm not S, A. But the 6k leader is absolutely broken. I think it's going to be ridiculous in pre-release format. And so yeah, feel free to definitely play Whitebeard. But I just don't believe that the taking a life each turn will be beneficial. Next up, we've got Garp. Garp is a really nice effect. Each time you attach a Don, -1 cost one of your opponent's characters. But I personally believe it should be at C. It's got a very nice effect, and I'm sure there are plenty of black cards which let you KO your opponent character with low cost. I personally don't know, because I haven't researched it. But I'm just going to keep it at C. It's got the less life as well, which is a shame. So I think personally C is good for him. Yeah, I think he's good for C. Next up, we've got Sanji. Sanji is an absolutely amazing leader for pre-release. I'm trying to get out of the thingy. Yeah, Sanji. I'm going to be playing him for pre-release. I've done my research and I love him so much. The idea that there's 17 vanilla cards and the majority of them are super strong. You can play a 6k or a 7k for only 2 or 3 Don. and then swing 7 with it as well. He's just got an absolutely amazing leader effect. This is personally who I'm probably going to be playing. It's absolutely amazing. I love the effect so much. I would put it at S, because of how many vanilla cards are coming out and how easy you can swing out for big damage. But because of his less life, I'm putting him at A. It also heavily depends on what cards you get. If you get no vanilla cards, then it's basically useless. But yeah, that's personally who I think I'm going to be playing. So I'm putting him at A. Yeah, he's got a good effect as well. Now Kuro, I love Kuro personally. I think Kuro will be amazing for pre-release. He's just like the kid leader where you can restand, but you have to have East Blue card in play. Now from my research, every single green and blue card, apart from one blue card, which is a secret rare, Sogeking, is East Blue. So as long as you have a green or blue card in play, you will be able to restand, which is absolutely amazing. The chances of you getting the cards is extraordinarily high. So I'm putting him at A. He's honestly an amazing effect, being able to restand just by resting one of your weak characters is absolutely amazing. You got to keep your big hand, and yeah, honestly amazing. I'm personally putting him at A. His effect is an S, but you have to have one of the characters in play, and because you're resting them, it makes it vulnerable to attacks. So yeah, I'm putting him at A. I think he's amazing, but you have to have the character in play, which is a shame. Next up, we've got the black and yellow Big Mom. I personally believe the effect is really, really cool. The fact that you can get an extra life back if you're low. But I don't actually know how it's going to go for pre-release, this card. So I'm going to put it at B. I think it's got a great effect. Actually, no, I'm going to put it at C. I love B, yeah, sorry, B. Keeping it at B. I love the fact if you have low life, you can get more. And the dual type with -1 life, it kind of benefits it as well, because you're less life, so you can keep getting more and use the effects better. But I personally believe that B is the best it's going to go. It's not good enough for A, because it costs like 4 Don, I think, to get the extra life. I mean, it's not bad enough this year, so I'm keeping it at B. I think that's where it belongs. Next up, we've got the most popular leader of the altar in the OP03. We've got Katakuri. Katakuri is amazing. Attacks for one, give it 1 Don, swing for 7k, and look at the top or bottom of your anybody's life, and move them around. It's got an amazing effect. I just hit the mic, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm personally having it as that. You can set up your triggers. Swing 7k for 1 Don is ridiculous. I think it definitely deserves to be A class. Absolutely amazing. Next up, we've got the basic Straw Hat Luffy card. Absolutely amazing leader. I think he, I personally believe he's an A. His effect is really, really nice. The fact that you can give a rest of Don to one of your characters or leaders is amazing. But I don't believe he's good enough or worse enough to go anywhere else. I think A is really good. Most people have the leader as well, so you have to be able to use it. And also, it's got a basic effect, which most people know, and it's quite easy to remember. Next up, we've got Crocodile. Now, Crocodile is really good. It's been seeing loads of play. But I personally believe it goes to C. You have to trash 4 Don just to KO one of your opponents. Cost 4 or less, I think it is. Might be 5. Which, yes, is amazing. You can get rid of a blocker or a big attacker. Not big attacker. You can get rid of an attacker. But I just personally don't believe it's good enough for pre-release, because you're not going to be able to get those Don back fast enough. So I think it's got a good effect, but you're not going to be using it much during the game. Which is why it goes to C. Now the last card we have is the Big Mom Yellow. Charlotte Linen is a really, really cool effect where you can basically set up your trigger cards to be on your life. Swap a card from your hand into your life. Which is really, really cool. I love the effect, which is why I'm personally going to put it at B. because you might not draw the trigger cards to use the effect. But yeah, I think I'm really happy with this list. I'm gonna move my camera a bit so you can see. Yeah, there we go. There's all the cards. If you disagree with me, please let me know what you think. I personally think this is quite a strong list. I do believe that Zoro and Kid will be the top decks. I'm hoping to see some Sanjis, as I just said. Whitebeard would be cool as well. But yeah, I think everything else is quite nice to where it is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's quite a long one, I think. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And good luck at your pre-releases if you do go. Please let me know how you do. And if you get any good cards as well. I'm going to be trying to vlog it. So I'll be able to show you guys how I do. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be buying 2 booster boxes. I'll also be opening them on videos as well. I think like a week before the set comes out, which will be very, very fun. I am so excited for it, which is why I made this video, to calm me down a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all later. See you.